Hey guys, Dave Norona here. Out here in the BC backcountry, just an absolutely beautiful day. I'm just sending my wife a message with the Zoleo. So the Zoleo is on the Iridium satellite network, which works anywhere on the planet globally. So you can email or text anyone from anywhere on the planet. It has a check-in message that you can set up that I have sent to my wife, and actually Ray gets that message as well. And it also has an SOS from the device as well. It has a nice lockout so you can't accidentally hit it. And then you just use the app on your phone. So I'm going to send Ray a message here that says, "Hey Ray, we're having a great time." Okay, and then I'm going to send it. And we'll see how long that takes to that message to send out, and then Ray gets it. So one of the great things about the Zoleo is that it works off your phone. So you do everything is very similar to like text or email. Okay, that just went out of my phone, and so it's really, really simple, and that's one of the great things. Zoleo uses cell, Wi-Fi, and satellite. So if we came into satellite cell service, it would actually go out through the cell network, and I don't pay. It doesn't take one of my messages. If you're at a backcountry cabin, you have Wi-Fi, it'll actually go out Wi-Fi, and if it senses none of those, it'll go out satellite. Now this is all done behind the scenes through the app, so you don't even have to think about it. It just saves you using all your satellite messages. It's the only one on the market that does that. So number one, the cost to pick up a Zoleo is very inexpensive. And then the monthly fee, which starts at $25, and you get 25 messages, it keeps the cost low as well there. And anything from me yet, Ray?
Not yet.
So what I've found with the Zoleo is messages take about a minute to send, and usually you'll get one of those messages, it'll come back in a minute. I've actually used it dirt biking to catch up to a group that was ahead of me, and because I knew the area, I would send a message and then they would force check, and we would actually be texting back and forth. Now, of course, this is not as fast as SMS text on your phone when you are in cell service, but it's something that you can easily do on the device. The other thing that's great, and a lot of people don't know, is how the SOS works. When you hit the SOS, it goes to a call center in Texas, and they will actually figure out where you are. They'll actually email you right back, and then they'll be in touch with the RCMP in Canada, and RCMP, which doesn't come back here, would then alert search and rescue. And in that time, they would have actually sent you a message saying, what is your problem? And that could be, at that point, you could maybe stand down if everybody's okay. Maybe you saw an avalanche, everybody's okay. And there's Ray's messages coming in right now. So in that time, that's the messages coming in. Yeah. So here we and then what one great thing is that it does all that, but it's also really great for search and rescue, because now they know what's happening to the emergency that they're coming into. So in the past, they would have to come in here, and then they would discover that you were either really injured or not that injured, and then have to deal with it. And now they can deal with that before they even arrive on scene. So very, very cool. There's absolutely no reason for every snowmobiler, every backcountry skier, every winter enthusiast not to have a Zoleo in their riding group. And as you can see, 3 of us today have them. So it's really, really important to, we grew up not having this technology, and now I believe it's irresponsible for me not to be back here without this sort of technology. And for those people who say, hey, I don't want technology in the backcountry, it's just like a phone. You don't have to ever pull it out, but knowing that it's in your pack to do if you need it is really, really important. Hey, Ray, you'd be the same way, guiding for over 20 years and riding for way longer than that.
Yeah, we started with the Spot, and that wasn't two-way at all, so you never knew if the message went through or not. And we had sat phones, but they were really expensive, and they actually weren't as good, because if you had bad weather, they'd be cutting in and out. Mm-hmm. And with these devices, search and rescue is just overloaded these days. And there should be no need for the search part. I got no problem them going out and rescuing people when they know where they are, but spending days and days trying to find somebody lost in the bush is just irresponsible, if you ask me.
Yeah, and just a little bit of note on that. I don't like to talk bad about any other product, but I started on a Spot and then had an InReach and then a Zoleo, and a lot of people ask me, what's the difference? The Spot product is very nice. The problem with Spot is that they're on the Global Star network, which is a much smaller network. So if you go on Google, that's why the #1 complaint is messages take a long time to send and sometimes not at all. And that's just because they've got a smaller network. The Iridium network is the largest on the planet. Anybody who gets a sat phone or one of these devices, the first thing you should tell them is you want to be on the Iridium satellite network. The difference between Zoleo and all the other ones is it's the least expensive and it gives you everything that you need while still being really affordable to the consumer. And the only thing that the Zoleo does not do over, say, an inReach is map and track. And what I tell people, though, if you map and track on an inReach, prepared to be at the higher end of the monthly fee or spend a ton of money. And now with apps like Gaia and Ski Tracks, using your phone's GPS, which only needs to be started in cell service, then will follow you the whole day, and you can breadcrumb back and set tracks and add them to your mapping software at home, and it's all done for free, so you don't need to pay for that. And really all you need now is the check-in message and the safety and email and text functionality of the Zoleo. You can check it out at zoleo.com. We'll see you out in the backcountry.